What's up, Steelers Nation? Your team is working harder than ever this offseason to take that next big step forward. And today, we've got an exclusive update you don't want to miss. From Aaron Rodgers possibly slipping away to a big-time wide receiver visit happening this week in Pittsburgh, it's clear the Steelers are not sitting still. They're in win-now mode, and everything, is on the table. Before we dive into the Rodgers dilemma, Gabe Davis's surprise visit, and the WR2 hunt heating up, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us stay in the game, and it guarantees you won't miss any breaking Steelers news. All right, let's get into it. We've got to start with the headline grabbing everyone's attention: Aaron Rodgers and his unclear future with the Pittsburgh Steelers. As of right now, and we're talking the first week of June, Rodgers is still not signed, and he's not expected to be at the team's mandatory minicamp from June 10th to 12th. That alone wouldn't be too alarming, except now, former NFL exec and current ESPN analyst Louis Riddick is officially sounding the alarm. He took to ESPN's Get Up this week with a serious warning. If Rodgers keeps missing these team activities, the consequences could be huge once the regular season begins. Listen to what Riddick said, and really think about the locker room dynamics here. With every no-TA that he misses, that's one less chance for him to build chemistry with the guys. You can't quantify it now, but once the season starts and you see the WRs and QB aren't on the same page, that's when relationships start to fracture. That's a bold statement. And honestly, he's not wrong. Chemistry doesn't get built overnight, especially when you're the new QB1 trying to lead a locker room that's gone through instability at that position for the past 2 seasons. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Riddick, who back in February was completely on board with Rodgers coming to Pittsburgh, now says he's not even sure it makes sense anymore. I don't know if it'll give them the return I thought it would. He needed Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh needed him. That made sense back then. But now, I don't know. That shift in tone could reflect how the Steelers organization is feeling behind the scenes. There's more noise about possibly calling the Falcons to ask about Kirk Cousins as a backup plan. And if those rumors are heating up again, it suggests Pittsburgh might be growing tired of waiting. And let's not forget, Ben Roethlisberger, former safety Mike Logan, and ex-GM Ran Carthon have all said the same thing. If Rodgers is serious, he needs to show it before training camp. So now the big question for Steelers fans is, are we still chasing Rodgers, or is it time to pivot? All right, switching gears. Let's talk about the other huge storyline. The Steelers' wide receiver situation just got a lot more interesting. Former Bills and Jaguars WR Gabe Davis is visiting the team this week, and he could be the perfect WR2 behind DK Metcalf. That's right. We've got our WR1 in Metcalf, but behind him, it's shaky. Calvin Austin III, Roman Wilson, and Robert Woods are all solid, but none have proven they can be that consistent number 2 guy. Davis, if healthy, could absolutely be that guy. In Buffalo, he showed flashes of being a legitimate deep threat. Steelers insider Ray Fittipaldo said it best. I think we all agree a move is going to happen. They have to get a legit number 2 opposite DK Metcalf, but here's the catch. Davis has some health concerns. That's actually why Jacksonville let him go. His visit to Pittsburgh will include a crucial physical, and if he doesn't pass, the team could pivot fast. So what if Gabe Davis doesn't work out? Well, the Steelers are smart. They're keeping their options open. And there are some big-name veterans still available on the market. Let's start with Amari Cooper. He's still a free agent after bouncing from the Browns to the Bills last year, and folks, this guy is a 5-time Pro Bowler. He's still got elite speed, route running, and experience. He wouldn't just be a WR2. He'd open up the entire field for DK Metcalf. Then there's Keenan Allen, a 12-year vet, 6-time Pro Bowler, and one of the smartest receivers in the game. He spent last season with the Bears, but everyone remembers what he did with the Chargers. He could be a perfect mentor to guys like Austin and Wilson while still producing on Sundays. Both Cooper and Allen are affordable, experienced, and ready to contribute now, and if Davis doesn't check all the boxes, Pittsburgh won't hesitate to shift gears. Here's the big picture, folks. The Steelers are going all in on 2025. They've built one of the most talented rosters we've seen in years, and they're not letting a lack of WR depth or QB uncertainty hold them back. But now, decisions have to be made. Are they going to wait around for Aaron Rodgers and risk chemistry problems come week 1? Or will they pivot to someone more reliable, even if they're not quite as flashy? And at WR, are they going to roll the dice on Gabe Davis or lock down someone like Cooper or Allen, who's already proven at a high level? According to the always plugged-in Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, all signs are pointing to a T.J. Watt contract extension being finalized before the regular season kicks off in September. Now, that might sound like a relief on the surface, but let's not sugarcoat it. TJ hasn't attended a single OTA session this offseason. Why? Because he's waiting for a contract that reflects his true value, and after what we've seen on the edge rusher market this year, can you blame him? Earlier this offseason, Max Crosby locked in a jaw-dropping $35.5 million per year from the Raiders. Then came the mic drop. Myles Garrett re-upped with the Browns for a record-breaking $40 million average per year. That deal completely reset the edge rusher market. And here's the thing. T.J. Watt is still sitting at just over $28 million per year on his current deal. That's not just outdated. It's a bargain for a guy who's been top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting for 2 straight years and has been the backbone of Pittsburgh's identity for the better part of a decade. Now let's break this down like Steelers insiders. T.J. Watt is entering his age 30 season, and that might raise some eyebrows for the front office. But if we're being real, Myles Garrett is only 1 year younger and has 3.5 fewer sacks since 2023. And Watt hasn't just been dominant, he's been durable. Despite logging a massive snap count, he started 44 straight regular season games since 2022. Yes, he did suffer an MCL sprain late in the 2023 season that kept him out of the playoffs. But let's not forget, Watt's presence is one of the only constants that keeps the Steelers' defense elite year after year. And how about this stat? Since 2023, Watt has 31.5 sacks, trailing only Trey Hendrickson, another Pro Bowl-caliber edge rusher who, by the way, is also entering a contract battle of his own with the Bengals. Both are 31, both want to get paid, and both could shape how the AFC North looks for the next 3 to 4 years. So let me ask you, Steelers Nation, how much is consistency, dominance, and leadership worth to you? Because that's what's on the line in this negotiation. Here's where it gets tricky. TJ's current contract was signed back in 2021. It included $80 million in fully guaranteed money, a Steelers franchise record at the time. That deal covered 2022 and 2023 in guarantees. But guess what? It's time for another leap. If the Steelers want to lock Watt in through the 2029 season, they'll likely need to offer a 4-year extension with a similar or even bigger amount of guarantees. And here's a twist most fans may not realize. DK Metcalf's new 4-year, $132 million deal just set a new Steelers franchise record in average and total value. Yup, a wide receiver. That means Watt, already outperforming his current contract, has even more leverage. If Watt's next deal aims to beat Metcalf's $33 million average per year, we're talking about something in the ballpark of $34–36 million per year, with at least 2 years of guaranteed salary locked in beyond 2025. That's elite edge rusher money, and it'll likely make him the highest-paid player in Steelers history. Again. Now, critics will point to age and say production tends to drop for edge rushers after 30. And they're not wrong. Historically, that's a fair argument. But T.J. Watt is not your typical edge rusher. This guy is a film junkie, a relentless technician, a vocal leader in the locker room. And let's be honest, he's the emotional pulse of this defense. You take Watt out of the equation, and this entire defensive identity changes overnight. What we've seen from Watt over the last 2 seasons isn't the beginning of the end. It's a masterclass in sustaining greatness. And for those who worry about injuries, Let's not pretend anyone else on the Steelers' defense has a cleaner bill of health than TJ when you look at total snap counts and consistency. So what's the holdup? The Steelers have already submitted an offer this past week. But clearly, Watt and his camp are pushing for something bigger, especially with other edge rushers cashing in. The reality is this: if the Steelers want to compete in 2025 and beyond, they cannot afford to fumble this extension. Signing Watt early, before the start of the season, not only ensures continuity, but sends a loud message to the entire roster: we take care of our legends. And here's the bottom line: Watt wants to be a Steeler for life. The Steelers want to keep him. All that's left is getting the numbers right. As we inch closer to training camp and Week 1, fans should keep a close eye on any breaking news, because once this deal is done, it's going to reshape the Steelers' salary structure for years to come. So now, Steelers Nation, it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is still the right move? Or has this gone on too long? Is Gabe Davis worth the risk? Or would you rather go after a proven vet like Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and trust me, we're reading every one of them. If you're fired up about the season and want to stay locked in with all the latest Steelers news, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a thing. We'll be back with more updates as minicamp approaches, and hopefully, by then, we'll have some clarity on Rodgers and that WR2 spot. Until next time, here we go, Steelers, here we go.